Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Oxygen Not Included, where in the previous episode we had a fatality. May sadly was broiled around this area here where our cool steam vent is located. We had to obviously pay tribute to her and put that tasteful memorial right on some sedimentary rock right next to a computer desk, which is... I don't know if that says something about this society, but either way, that's where it goes. We then altered our closed-loop system for the sink, the lavatory, and the shower there. And as you can see now, the liquid reservoirs are both going down. Because of that, we then also put in the hydroponic farms and now growing bristleberries with obviously farm stations, which means if we go over to room overlay, we have some lovely pretty colours. So yeah, that's growing quite nice. Obviously, we can also see that we've got 170,000 calories, so that's pretty good. And they're also having a really nice dance. The problem, well, there are many, and let's not get into too much of it, but basically, we're running out of power. And we're also filling up on the salt water there. We did kick this down the tracks a couple of times, but we finally had to deal with it last episode. And because of that, we're now using the desalinator to remove the salt from there and then place the water in here. The problem with that, although, as I said, is that essentially that is going to keep going. This is using a lot of power and blah 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 yada yada yada. If we go over to the consumable ore, coal is down to 6.8 tons. So the priority is to generate some power. Now there's many ways we can do that, but I'll touch on that after I've checked out our cycle report here. So we can see calorie generation is negative nearly 3,000. That's not too much of a problem. The stress change has been minus 33%, so that is very good. Germs has increased a little bit up to... Hang on. Let me go back to the proper one. My mistake, I'll start again. We've generated negative 4,000 calories, not a problem. We have had reduction in stress, 551%. Disease and germs has increased, although nobody is technically ill. They still have a reduction in... an increase in the germs, but that's not too much of a problem. We can see that oxygen generation is actually not too bad, so that's all right. But as I said, power, actually let me check power. What is the power? Wasted power is 331.7 joules. Okay, so not too bad actually when you consider all the storage and the things that we have. Could be a lot worse. Anyway, speaking of power, let's go over to power on the bottom left there, and we can see all of the ways we can generate power. Now the manual generator we haven't bothered with, however we can always put them in. It doesn't mean that we can't just sort of run on those things and obviously turn those calories into energy. We have coal generators, 2 of, however we are running out of coal. We don't have a wood burner, but we can place one because we have 2 of these, and I like saying this, arbor trees, and these will grow branches which you then chop off, and then excuse me, oh god, I'm out of beverage, excuse me. Today's beverage is an interesting taste. That is green tea, but I had a minestrone soup last night and I thought I'd wash the cup out, but it does have a distinct taste of it. I wouldn't recommend it, but maybe something to take away when it comes to washing dishes. Anyway, we also have a wood burner that we can place, and if we do that, we'll generate more carbon dioxide and heat, but we can technically place that. I'm not too sure where the wood would be in here. It's not on a metal or refined metal or raw mineral. It's not a mineral. It's not a filtration medium. It's not liquefiable. It's not liquid. It's not consumable or organic, technically. No, not seeing anything in there. It's not cultivable agriculture. No. Miscellaneous. Not even in miscellaneous. I wouldn't say it's edible. Don't know. Don't really know. I mean, we could burn some snazzy suits. No, don't really know where the wood would be from that. Maybe it hasn't yet grown. Either way, we had that. We have a hydrogen generator. Now, we technically could place that and go around here and try and find some hydrogen in these little pockets, which there are many, many of. However, it's just not gonna happen realistically where you look at where it's been placed. We also have the ability to place a natural gas generator. Now, that's higher on the priorities because we do have a natural gas geyser over there, but that means tunneling into that. It means sealing it off. It means not mixing with the polluted oxygen or oxygen. It means also having a filtration system to only skim off the gas that we can burn, and then we have to burn that through the natural gas generator, which outputs polluted water and carbon dioxide, which means more stuff, and it's a big job is what I'm trying to get to. We then have a petroleum generator. bigger, I guess that's a better thing. We get carbon dioxide and polluted water out of it, but we need petroleum first. But we do have the ability to get petroleum because we have the leaky oil fissure, and then finally we have the two ones at the end: steam turbine and solar panel. Solar panel, we need glass, not going to happen. However, steam turbine, refined metal and refined plastic. Now we can refine the metal, and we do have the ability to get plastic if we go ahead and use our refinement process and go for the oil refinery and then the polymer press. Our refinery sadly takes petroleum, produces petroleum and natural gas from crude oil, which means that's a lot of digging. So there's many ways we could go about it. This is completely uncharted territory for me here. So I'm thinking that going over towards the natural gas geyser and sorting all that would be a very big job that would only delay the inevitable, and that's that we're still not using this oil. I think we go for refinement, we get plastic, we can get more advanced stuff, and maybe, just maybe, we can use the steam turbines. The problem with that is that if we unpause it here, you can see this is 40 odd degrees around there, and this one here is 60 odd degrees. I don't know what temperature the steam turbine activates on. I'm going to assume it's over 100 degrees. That would make perfect sense. However, it might be higher. And this does specifically state a cool steam vent, not a steam vent. Will it work? I have no idea, but we're going to find out, hopefully, before everybody dies of starvation. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is place a ladder that goes up along, like, actually, we'll place it up there, like so, and this ladder will allow us to access a lot of the other coal seams that we have in and around this area, because that is basically what we're having to rely on at this stage. It's not nice to rely upon it, but it's just something we have to do. So we'll dig all of that out there like so. Might as well dig out the metal while we're on. Then we'll dig out all of this coal, and there's loads of coal around here. Yes, I know we're missing out loads of sections, but we're just gonna have to do a rough pass and then work on it from there. We also might as well go ahead and tunnel into there because there's also coal there, as well as some of these wheezeworts, and we can check out what the deal is over here as well, because we might as well. Okay, so we'll crack on with that. We are also tunneling over on the left-hand side. Well, I guess we are tunneling, but we are going up here to try and see what's in this area. We also have some wolframite, some abyssalite, and other biomes there. We are also going to have to dig out a lot of this stuff here, and that's another printable, I think. So dig out across here, clear out all of this, and this is where we'll have our refinement. I would love to say that we'd have a full crude oil sort of processing facility this episode, but I really can't promise that in all honesty. But what I can promise is I will check out this printing pod. So choose a blueprint. We have Bubbles, Camille, Jean, and some copper ore. I'm very much looking at that copper ore because we are quite low on it. We need a doctor, digging and researching, suit wearing and tidying, decorating a building. Don't really care what the other stuff is, we're printing some copper out. We can look at our skills for the duplicants. Ellie. Yeah, this is a case of what do we really want to go for? Well, couldn't really go up that. I mean, we could. Supplying would be quite good. Might as well. And then Stinky, super hard digging because they have the passion for it. Still haven't done any critter ranching. I don't really know if that's something I really want to look at this stage, but we'll see how we get on. That's now outputting. You can see it does say it's about 70 degrees. I don't think that'll actuate a steam generator. We'll have to see. We can only try. Like I said, this is a brave new world, new territory for me. So you don't know until you know. And one could argue that you just go on the wiki and find out, but that's not fun. Well, after the fact, perhaps you can check on what you've gone wrong, but I like the exploration side of it. As a rule, not as a, well, not as if it would never check the wiki, won't ever read. That would be just pretentious and annoying. But yeah, I do want to just try and see what we can do on our run. And ooh, that's a lot of algae over there. That might be worth digging into. Digging all of that in there. Sand. Salt, granite, sedimentary rock, bleached stone. We do need some of that. Fossil. Cool. Fossil. And loads of bleached stone there. I'm wondering how far it can actually go down. I wonder if you can hit the bottom. Like the stuff from Minecraft. So we're digging up to there. That's obviously going to drop all this water down, which is not going to be great, but, you know, it has to happen. Loads of wolframite around here, which is interesting. Don't know what we can do with it, but there you are. We do need to keep an eye on that, because if that runs out, we have to then turn on one of these liquid pumps. Don't know which one it is, though. That one. Put the pipework back in. Interesting that it isn't on. Hang on, no, that goes up. That was actually dumping out there, wasn't it? So to go in... Now there it is, right, isn't it? No, that was going to output to there. Yeah, closed loop, but then we put it in there, and then it'll have to flow around and stuff. That's probably going to break at some point. We'll have to change how that works, I think, later on. Anyway, how we're doing over there. That's not too bad. That is cracking on there. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of commutes and stuff to deal with this one. Check a quick look at that cycle out. Nearly 16,000 calories. Good. Positive oxygen generation. 1.1 kilojoules wasted. Well... could be a lot worse, which is good. No power for things, which is all kinds of bad. And the water up here is just going up and up and up. And wow, it's actually 86 degrees. Right. As I said, this here, we are doing our best. We are really doing our best to skim that off. But at the moment, I don't think it's going to happen. Looking at the way that's working. And if that goes over there and starts... going into the crude oil, that would be very, very bad. I can't believe I'm contemplating this, but I'm tempted just to remove that and let the salt water pour out around here. Would that be a completely stupid, terrible idea? Yes, yes it would be. Still gonna happen. Because that cannot, under any circumstances, pour into there. I can't allow it to happen. So let's watch it drain. That's going to drain all through here. It's mixing. It's mixing with all of the polluted water, with the water. It's going down into here. It's filling up this anti-entropy thermal nullifier, which, to be fair, I don't think I'll ever use, so I'm not really too concerned. I wonder if the salt water will start melting all of the polluted ice and the ice and stuff, because it is quite warm. Let me place that tile back. There we go. It might melt it because of the salt in it, but actually, what's happening now? It's the temperature of it. It's going to start melting this. Ooh, actually, this is quite interesting. This is basically a huge event for this biome, because this default biome's temperature is nearly in the 30-degree mark. We've just dumped 60-degree water in there, and you can see this ice is warming up. Which means it'll melt, and all this stuff will start flowing down. Okay. Building flooded. Yes, we're aware. So this entire area here is now flooded. You can see there's lots of water and polluted water and salt water. And this is starting to warm up. This ice is going to melt. 0.1 degrees, or minus 0.1 degrees. That's at 1.9 degrees. That's going to melt. We'll come back to this and see... Oh, hang on. There we go. It's starting to change. The granite isn't. Wow. We'll come back to that and see what the deal is there, but that's not an ideal solution, but there's no such thing as ideal solutions, really. Oh, look at that. 130 degrees. We can place a... Hopefully, then, a steam generator above that. Right. Full steam ahead, I guess. That wasn't supposed to be a terrible pun, but I'll take it. I'll take it. How we're doing over there? We are doing quite well. We are... oh, yes, we've managed to get all of the water down there. Brilliant. Who would have thought that the water would have been so much of an issue? I wish there was a way to cap off these geysers. I guess there is. You can just put a solid... if I wanted to, I could just place a solid lid on the top, which I know people have suggested. I'm very tempted. I am very, very tempted, because then that would overpressurize it and it would stop. Is that the way forward? This is 100. Ooh, that's 154 degrees, that salinator. I'm tempted to brick this off. Remove the ladder, completely brick it off, see if it overpressurizes. It might. How we're doing over here? You can see, yes, the water, because of its temperature, is melting this ice. But here's the thing. This is a passive effect in this biome, I believe. So what might happen is that all of this water refreezes. And to be fair, the anti-entropy thermonullifier was completely frozen when we first found it. So, yeah. Did we rummage in here before? I think we did rummage. Or maybe we didn't. I'm going to rummage anyway. They're going to come down and rummage other. Nothing. No, snazzy suit. And a nice warm sweater. Excellent. Look at all that. See all the snow melting? That's pretty cool. We'll have to dig this granite out to see what happens. Anyway, we should be completed up here. Yes, and what is... there's some shadow erroring going on there. Let's submit bioscan. We'll see what's in here. I'm looking around just to see if there's any interesting things here, because it's the furthest we've ever been. But we're going to submit a bioscan up into this unknown area. Up here we can see that we are still digging up, still trying to remove this coal. I will go ahead and place some tiles right across there in order to dig that out. And let's see, ash cans, open the door, and oh, we have lots of water and a vending machine. We're going to rummage through that. We also have a table there, +5 decor, and another neural vacillator. So, ladder, go up to there, and what we found from here, it is a nutrient bar that's just been dumped in the water. That's how we prefer them. So, we will dig across to there, and then we can use this neural vacillator. We also have the ability to inspect this, a computer desk wipe clean, but we'll view the entry. Welcome new employee, encryption level none. Attention Gravitas facility personnel, please welcome new staff member, Olivia Broussard, PhD. Dr. Broussard will be leading our upcoming genetic projects, has been installed in our bioengineering department. Excellent. So, we can get the Wheezewort. We'll uproot that because we are wanting some more Wheezeworts. This ice here is melting because of where it is. Interesting. We now need to really think about then, do I want to brick this off now? The problem is if I brick it off now, we might not be able to repair that liquid pump. Okay, we'll do what I originally intended, which is place a manual airlock into here, and then place a tile across to there, and then down, and we will begin the process of trying to get this stuff sorted around here. Whether or not we'll get it done this episode, very unlikely, but we shall see. We shall see. That is damage overheating, yes. That's getting rid of the water, putting it in here. Yeah, that's actually currently not doing much because it is it dormant at the moment? It is dormant at the moment, so yeah, there you are. As you can see, this is full of polluted water, so we're going to have to dig down and across and around first. So we will go ahead, place a ladder down like so. Probably down to about there, because we are going to open this area up. In fact, I'll probably... no, I won't go any further, but I'll order the digging out of this thing, because this is going to dig across and around. In terms of our skills, we might have some new skills. We do. Marie has got the ability to have some new skills. We're going to go for probably improved... strength or strength? I think go for carrying gives you +2 strength and extra carrying capacity, whereas this strength one here is just strength, and then that one gives you pipe emptying, which we don't care about. Liam, we will go for... they're not really bothered about anything, are they? I think in that case then, could go up doctoring, because why not? Over here, we got improved construction for Travaldo. And then finally, Hassan doesn't really have any... Oh, actually, ranching and stuff, which, as I said, we haven't done, but, you know, it's something we may look at in the future. How we're doing down here. You can see that the biome has been dramatically changed. There's a lot of this starting to liquefy, but the water has gone down from the 60 odd degrees down to 35. It's also sort of just melted all of this out as well. So I might go ahead and dig this out. If we say dig, dig, dig. I know this is granite and such, but we'll still have the steps to go down, and we'll have the ladder come along like so. And it just means that we can, you know, check some of that out and see what's there. What's that there? Oh, it's just gold amalgam. And why did it activate twice? I heard that twice. So we have brine. We've got enough of that, thank you. We got Niles, Lyra, and Harold. We have someone with doctoring, which is good. Lyra with farming, operating, supplying, and Harold with farming, research, and ranching. So we're gonna rule those out. So Nails, suit wearing, doctoring, and decorating. Increased germ resistance, that's excellent for a doctor. And Yokel, which is can't do researching errands. That is fine with me. We're going to print them out and welcome aboard to maybe your final resting place. Let's go for medicining and doctoring and all of that sort of thing. And everything beginning with ing. So, we are going to priority 7, all of this stuff, get it done. I want to start really focusing on this. Over here, we can see that they are digging out over there. We now have lots of coal. They will have to dig across to get some of this other stuff. We can place a walkway across there like so, and then dig out that, like that. In terms of this area, that's just as and when they get around to it. Obviously, it's quite cold around there. There's no real point at this stage in giving them a nice little warm suit or anything because, honestly, we don't know who's going to go in here. If you start in the cold biomes, which I haven't really messed around with too much, then you can realistically just put them all, give them all warm jumpers, but not really here. So, you can see this is now settled down around here. This is sort of got to the lowest point, and it's still liquefying this ice, but it's obviously hit this salt as well as the ice. And we've got, yeah, salt water. I wonder if it can be frozen. Freezing point is minus 7.5 degrees C, whereas water should be 0. Actually, minus 0.6 degrees C. Fair enough. I guess it's based on pressure. Right, so they are digging up to that. That is a neural vacillator which we could use. Oh, this is looks like it's melting, but it's not. It's still frozen, which is fine. Still all soaking wet, but there's not much we can do about that. This is getting done. You can see they're going ahead and removing a lot of this stuff. What I'm going to do is wait for that to be done to the bottom, and actually then dig up to there, and then I'll dig this top bit out and it should flow right down to the bottom. Then that'll pool down there, then we'll dig out this bit here. We'll probably go ahead and dig out while we're here that gold amalgam and the algae, just so we have it. I know we can refine the slime as well, but quite frankly, we've got other places we can go for slime. How are we doing for algae, actually? Let's have a quick look at that. Organic algae. Algae? No. Algae. Not great. And we are using the algae terrariums. How are we doing for oxygen as well? We can see that it's actually really, really good. In that case, then, what I'm going to do is disable that building. We'll keep that one on. Actually, no, we'll turn... That one's actually on. That's fine. This one is on. That's okay. That one we need on. And... we haven't got many, really. That's on. That's turned off. That one. We'll disable... no, we'll disable that one. So we've turned off 2 of them. Hopefully that'll be alright. Because we are trying to just use these algae terrariums to skim off the carbon dioxide. It's not that efficient, though. That is the main issue with it. So, you can see they're digging over here. The reason why they're not... there's not a huge amount of people working here is simply because we've only got 3 Atmos suits. They have to go through and get an Atmos suit, so a maximum of 3 people can work in this environment. So There we are. So that's working on there. The problem that we will have, inevitably, is the carbon dioxide that is pooling down here, because it is quite a low point, will eventually fill up the skimmer for the natural gas on the refinement side of it, and that's a thing we'll have to look at. In terms of our consumable ore, coal is now to 12 tons. We've doubled the amount of coal, and we still have a fair amount to process by the look of it, so that is brilliant. There is another cool biome. We knew about this bit here, but I didn't realise it was all up here, so we may go ahead and dig right up just so we can get these wheezeworts. We'll go ahead and say a ladder, and then we'll go straight up like so. Also, that introduces us to some of this new biome stuff. We will go ahead and say dig. We don't need to dig. Actually, we'll say dig there, and then we'll get that wheezewort by default. This one we'll dig straight across like so. And then this one will be fine. We'll have to put that ladder in after we've removed the sleet wheat there. So there, that's fine. Over here, we have finished off what we need, and they are now going to pick up that slime, which is good. And I think now we can remove that little plug there. That is the lowest point of this polluted water. And I'm just going to check that door. Yes, it is priority 5. I changed it to 7 to finish it, but there you are. So that has now opened that up, and you can see that is now filling. And you see it sort of sticks to the side, and I'm hoping that it's going to flow over and round, which it is not yet doing. It will do it eventually, though. What I'll do is I'll say dig, and I do need to dig out at least 2 layers of that, but I think we'll go for 3 layers in total, actually 4 layers in total, and get to that point, and then that's going to start filling up all of these. If we wanted, we could open this up here and let this flow down to there, but that would be all kinds of bad. How we're doing over here? The ice is still at a... it's still starting to liquefy, but this water now is down to 29 degrees. So I believe it is starting to change and will eventually freeze, which is going to be an interesting thing to see. So I'll put it back to max speed there. Having another sip of our green minestrone beverage. Still not sure about that. Right, this is pretty much removed up here, which is good. Still a bit of gold amalgam. Not a problem. We'll dig that out. Do I want to place a ladder up there and get rid of this? I really don't. I don't care too much about that. We'll dig there. We're going to dig along and round and down and all that sort of thing. So, we need at least... This has to go across. And then down and around. In terms of the size, not entirely sure yet on the size, but probably best to oversize it so we can fit stuff in. And wow, that's a lot of coal. Okay. That's good. Can always tunnel down from there to get that coal. That's really good, actually. Excellent. Let's have a quick look at our report. Positive calorie generation, only a little bit though, but we're up to 186,000 calories. Reduction in stress, a little increase in germs, but nothing to worry about. Positive oxygen generation still, so this is fine. So, remove all of this. I'll probably dig out another couple of layers once they've done that, but obviously it does take some time for them to go ahead and sort this out. Why is Devon stopped and then headed off? Could you not? I mean, that would be good if you would stop that, please. Anyway, I'm going to change the suit. So that's removed, that's removed. That's going to then drop down, which is now fine. So we will begin the process of putting in this top bit here. Obviously that will require some digging, which we'll dig right across. Like I said, I don't know the size, but I'm thinking maybe... Do you want to go over to this side and down? I mean, we could do. We're doing the work anyway. We might as well build that far. I believe they can just go to there and jump over. I think. There we go. Obviously, when we place... Or if we place the steam generators... It'll be a case of where can we place them? Will the work up above here? That is quite warm, but not really that. Oh, that's 115 degrees. Also, I don't know if it can... I don't know if the carbon dioxide is going to be a problem. We might have to skim that off. So they're digging quite happily over to there. Do I want to dig to this side? Because that's where I was thinking of putting the thing that goes right down. Yeah, we'll just dig to that side. So, tile, right across, down to there, Actually, no, because we're probably going to dig down there. Aren't we? Phosphorite. Okay. Filtration medium. I'll dig down there just... Oh, because I was going to say then we're going to get more polluted oxygen. Well, we're going to get that anyway, weren't we? That's fine. Where we are, where that is fine. So that'll go down to there. That'll go right across over to there. That'll be the bottom of that. And then we'll order digging of the first 3 layers. I wonder if we place another Atmos suit, would that be worth it? I think it might be. Let me get rid of that deodorizer, put another suit in. So that it would be in stations, Atmos suit dock. There we go. I believe we have a suit, but if not, we can very easily make one while the exosuit forge doesn't take much at all. This is building up even more, as you can see. We will deliver a suit. Yeah, it looks like we do have one. So this is going to be another problem. We'll probably end up digging across and just opening some of this out. How we're doing up here, they have got actually quite far, a lot further than I'd expected. So we'll dig across like that. We will uproot that Wheezewort. Have we uprooted the one around here? We have, and we also now have the neural vacillator. So I want to place the... That's still a temperature problem around there, isn't it? I wouldn't have thought that. We'll place the Wheezewort in there, the wart seed, and we'll plant that. Which apparently, when you read it, it's actually a... Where is it? Click on that. Information. It says plants, but when you read the... Yeah, it's an animal. There you go. In fact, an animal, not a plant. There you go. Excellent. So, that's digging out there. That's being removed there. That's getting sorted there. That is causing all manner of... I was going to say mistakes were made, but they weren't. Well, maybe it is a mistake, but it was intentional this time, the massive flooding of all this, and the temperature is still going down. So I think it is going to bring it back down to the biome levels, you see, which is good. We won't be able to dig the rest of this out because that ladder doesn't go down the bottom, which I will now resolve by doing that. We have another printable, so we will check that out. We've got salt water. That's just, no. We're fine for that, thank you. We're trying to give it up. We've got Jean, Lyra, Nicola. Suit wearing and farming. Supplying, digging, and ranching. Suit wearing. Interior decor. Increased creativity and increased decor morale bonus. Lyra, welcome aboard. Mainly because we need someone with digging. So, you super hard digging. Or rather, hard digging. Super hard digging is the next one. Frankie, improved carrying. Rowan. Guess farming, if anything. But maybe it's best that I send him to the neural vacillator. Yeah, I think so. What's their strength? -2. So yeah, even if they get the strength, that might be quite good. So we'll try that again. So, Rowan then. One pause. Let them crack on and see how Rowan gets on with getting his brain put through a mush system thing. That abyssalite, is that not being moved because we haven't set it? I guess that is the case. No, it is set to all, so it should be fine. I just haven't ordered it. Zap, 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 zap. And there we go. Complete neural process. And, yeah, +10 strength. I think that's the only trait they tend to get. I've not really seen I don't really see much on that. There's a 3-ringed binder inside. I can scan the surviving documents. Ants. Apparently someone's doing an experiment found interesting. Not really. You're out to. Very efficient for the perfect farming millions of years before humans. Sounds of tapping on glass. The entire colony by a service to its queen, each organism knowing its role. Interesting. Right. Insufficient oxygen generation. Yes, but only by a small amount. If we check over at our oxygen overlay, you can see it is perfectly fine, although we are starting to get little pockets of negative and... Ooh. That's all chlorine. Yes, it is. That's why it's taking them some time to go over here and mine all that out. Because there's no oxygen around here at all. Anyway, so that is outputting, that is outputting. Digging is happening over here. Orders down there for that. Let's put it to max speed and let them crack on. We haven't got another suit delivered there, so we might not have one. So I will say build me a copper Atmore suit, which is very, very steampunky. Around here we probably need to dig out some more of this. Although, you know, this is like a... we're just getting a constant supply of that water. Yeah. There is high priorities, really, than that. So it looks like they now have access to all of this so they can dig this out. As long as we get all of this removed and we can get the rest out, then we should be fine. I have set that to produce, and you can see that they've delivered the materials. We're then going to go and place some stuff there. Actually, do I need to place another one of those deodorizers around here? I don't think I need to. Although I think maybe one there would be... Where the hell did that place? It lagged out for a second there. That's saying no power, actually. Interesting. Wonder how much power we're using. Power usage. Well, yeah, we're actually trying to use more than what we're producing. Even at max generation on the coal. Which we sort of expected. To be honest, I'm just going to disable that desalinator. It's like trying to stop a leaky ocean with a cork. It's just going to keep going and going and going. I think the best thing to do is seal it off and hopefully that thing shuts down. I don't know if that is a solution, but we'll see. So, we've still got the ordering on the left-hand side to remove all of that. We'll be digging down across. We'll then have to put an airlock in, which is why I'll probably place this as a sort of 2x2. We'll have a filter that brings anything in there back over to this side, because we don't want stuff going through. Then we'll have to have a couple of storage places for things. So, yeah. Interesting. So, I think we will leave it there for this episode. Nothing particularly like of great interest. I know that sounds fairly horrible, but I guess it is the reality of things that, you know, we can't find marvellous things all the time, but we have managed to get ourselves out of a little bit of trouble. We now have a lot more coal. 16 tons, so we're not in a massive deficit when it comes to the power. We now have more of these wheezeworts which we can get, which will hopefully start cooling down this, because you can see the temperature is going up. We have good progress, I think, on building out this to the left, which is going to be our refinement thing, which is good. What they're going to do, remove all of that? I think they are, yeah. In terms of algae, we can see that algae is going down quite a bit, so we'll have to say move to brick storage, get rid of all that, and yeah, I guess we do have these algae distillers anyway, so they'll crack on there. That has now been done, so we're still waiting for the suit. No, it's still got a work errand on it. Let me place that to priority level 9 and just get it done. And yeah, they try to do it and it just stops. Just stops immediately. We just don't have the power. There you go, there's a work errand. And finally, we now have an Atmore suit. So we can change that to priority 5 now. They'll go ahead and deliver that, which means we can have, hopefully, more people working around here. So, we will leave it there for now. Next episode, we will hopefully not flood another area, although it was on purpose, and I like to... it's interesting to see what's going to happen. This is down to 8 degrees over there, and this is on to 20-odd degrees, so that will eventually start to freeze again, but probably not in our lifetime. It'll take a while to go right down. But there you are. Next episode, we will crack on and hopefully, at a minimum, get this thing dug out, get all this stuff removed, haul some stuff, and then maybe, if we're very, very lucky, start refining that crude oil. But it is going to be... Look, we're not doing any research. We are cooking and such, which, to be fair, I might just turn off. I think, quite frankly, we've got so much food now, we don't really need to worry about it. Although, we're just going to keep getting duplicates until we are full. And that would be... one more cot. So, yeah, that'll be alright. That'll take us up to 18 duplicants. There might be it might be some merit in actually digging out here and building another set of another set here. Why have I got a ladder there? Yeah, maybe digging out here and sorting that out. I don't know. There might be some merit in that. There may be some merit in that. A wart seed rather we can put there. Do I want to remove that central one and place it with one of those? I'm not too sure. Haven't yet decided. Anyway, cycle 118. Probably 100 more cycles than I thought we'd get to. There you go. Next episode, we'll go ahead and crack on, see how we get on. Hope you have enjoyed the video on the series of Star. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.